Good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning meditation. Today we have an event at the temple, and the Shakyamuni Buddha altar is being cleaned. So today's meditation is online because the prayer room is full of volunteers right now. So we're going to get started with doing 3 7-line prayer. Here we go. We'll say this 3 times. Organ yogi nom jansam pemage sardompola yatsen chogi ngorubne pemajone jesurak koru kandro mangpokor ketki jesudak druki jinji lobchi shake suso Guru Pama City Home. Organ Yogi Num Jansam Pemage Sardompola Yatsen Chogi Godrubne Pema Jone Jesurak Kordu Kandro Mangpokor Ketki Jesudak Drupki Jinji Lop Chia Shek Suso Guru Pama City Home. Organ Yogi Num Jansam Pemage Sardompola Yatsen Chogi Ngodrubne Pema Jone Jesurak Kordu Kandro Mangpokor Ketki Jesudak Drupki Jinji Lop Chia Shek Suso Guru Pama City Home. Okay, so let's take a moment to remember our motivation for being here today. Whenever we begin an activity, it's good to start by establishing a pure motivation, one that is not just motivated by self-concern, but one of concern for all sentient beings. So let's take a moment to generate compassion for all motherly sentient beings, all sentient beings who have been our mother at one time or another. And we can make the wish that our meditation here together today will bring a measurable benefit, not only for ourselves, but for all sentient beings. The meditation that we'll be doing today is called Shamatha meditation or Shine meditation. And this is taught by Jetsama Akon Lamo in her book, Stabilizing the Mind. And what Jetsama has taught about meditation is that this kind of meditation is very stabilizing for the mind. The meditation we'll be focusing our attention on the breath. You can also do this same meditation focusing your attention on a candle or a flower or an image of the Buddha. And Jetsama has taught that meditation, this type of meditation, is the natural state of mind when it is relaxed, stable, and open. There are many different religions that have meditation in their practices, and there's lots of ways to meditate in the world, and they have different intentions. Different religions' meditations have different intentions. So there's a lot of ways to meditate in the world. But in our tradition, meditation is the natural state of mind when it is relaxed, stable, and open. Meditating in this way, meditating on the breath or a candle, this shamatha meditation, trains our mind to be calm and relaxed while also being alert and wakeful. And the point of this meditation is to create space in the mind. Having a little bit of space in the mind gives us room to balance our emotions. It gives us room between action and reaction. That little bit of space in our mind, it gives us an opportunity to observe our reactions instead of being steered by them. And this little bit of space is also the first step in the development of bodhicitta, or the compassionate wish to free all sentient beings from suffering. So let's take a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged or you can sit in a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, try to have your feet on the floor. And however you're sitting, you probably want some kind of pillow under your bum or behind your back to help you sit up straight and support you. So I'm gonna place our hands in our lap, just relaxed, and check in with your posture. Our spine is straight like a stack of coins. Your shoulders are open. We're not collapsing in on ourselves. We're sitting up straight and our shoulders are open. Our elbows are out just a little bit. And this gives us room around our rib cage to breathe. Having that room to breathe is very important because allowing our breath to move through us unobstructedly helps us to allow our thoughts and experiences to also flow through unobstructedly. So when we sink in ourselves and collapse like this and our breathing gets constricted, and then we get more stuck in our thoughts and emotions during our meditation. So we're sitting up straight, shoulders open, elbows are open a little bit. Your eyes are open. You're going to look down, following the line of your nose. You can imagine a thread going down the line of your nose, down, down, down to the ground. And just find somewhere along that line where it's comfortable to rest your gaze. And then lastly, place the tip of your tongue behind your front teeth. It's like saying the letter L. And then allow yourself to relax completely and breathe normally. If you want to start by taking a few deep breaths to relax, you could do that. And then settle into your natural rhythm of breathing. Then put a very light attention on your breathing. Don't try to control it at all. Just breathe naturally with the most gossamer thin attention on your breath. It's like taking your pulse. You don't put any pressure on it, just observe it. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. And while you're meditating, all sorts of thoughts will come through your mind, and that's okay. When the thoughts come up, just let them go, like bubbles popping on the surface of a pond. You don't even have to look to see what they are. You don't have to check if it's a good thought or a bad thought. Just let them pop. Your meditation is not lost by hearing your thoughts, but by following them down the road. So as soon as you find yourself hooked by a thought and following it along, drop it. Come back to your breath. And if it's really difficult for you to dismiss your thoughts, you can imagine cutting them with scissors and throwing them away, or you can imagine like picking them up with spaghetti tongs and dropping them. But you always return to your single-pointed concentration. We're just going to return again and again to that single-pointed concentration on our breath. So we're going to meditate for 5 minutes, and then we'll take a little break and we'll meditate for longer. Okay, so return again and again to the gossamer thin attention on your breath. Okay, so that's our warm-up meditation for today. When I say even just meditating for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds, any little bit of time that you can meditate for on a regular basis, it really adds up. It's like similar to, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or parking far away from the grocery store and walking on your way in. Those steps that you accrue in those little bits, those little bits of exercise, they add up throughout your day. In the same way, just meditating for a couple minutes here and there, a minute, wherever you can, wherever you can fit it in, it really does add up, and it helps. Just a little bit helps to stabilize our mind. You can start to see a difference in your mind just from a minute a day. It starts adding up, and then of course, as you get used to meditation practice, or when you have more time in your schedule, it's really wonderful to sit for longer periods of time as well. But I want people to know that meditation is an accessible practice to start, because you really can start wherever you are for even just 30 seconds, and it's worth doing. It's not like you have to wait till you have an hour free to do it. Just even doing a minute is helpful. So, and then, as you meditate, all sorts of thoughts come through your mind. Every day that you meditate is going to be a little different. There'll be different challenges each meditation session. Some meditation sessions, your mind might be like a kind of calm, kind place to be, and it kind of lets you meditate fairly, lets you focus fairly well. And then some days your mind is going to be like a circus and just crazy, and full of monkeys and ideas and whatnot, and you might find it harder to meditate. And it's really important to not make any stories up about this, about like, oh, I couldn't meditate today, I'm a really bad meditator, or or whatever. It's important to not make up any stories about it. The only story that you should be telling yourself when you're finding yourself having difficulty in your meditation, the only, Jetsama says that the only conclusion that you should form really is to just say, that's my habit. I understand that about myself. I accept it, and I accept that I can change it little by little. And it's hard, and it's all right if it's hard, but one day at a time. So that's the only takeaway. It's that this is my habit. Whatever's going on in your mind, that's my habit. It's hard, but I can change it little by little, one day at a time. So and sometimes the challenges that we're facing in our meditation are physical. Like sometimes, especially when you start sitting for longer periods of time, it can be very uncomfortable for the body. Trungpa Rinpoche has taught that physical discomfort during meditation, kind of the blessing of it, the good part about physical discomfort during meditation, is that it keeps you from falling into the ego trap of thinking you're a good meditator. Right? Because sometimes if things are going really easy, then you're in your meditation and you start fantasizing about how good of a meditator you are. Maybe you're going to win an award or something. You're doing so great, and you've really nailed it. And when your knees hurt, or your back hurts, or you're sick, it's a lot harder to think that you're doing a great job, because you're really trying to stay in the meditation, and it's a challenge. So if you're experiencing physical discomfort today during your meditation, take heart that it's maybe helping you fall into some of the other challenges of meditation, some of the ego challenges of meditation. But so every day, every meditation is going to be different, and whatever is going on in your mind or your experience, we just try to treat it with equanimity. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, doesn't matter. They're all thoughts. In this instance, they're all just thoughts. They're all just not the subject of our meditation. The subject of our meditation is our breath. Everything else is extraneous. So let's sit for a little bit longer. I'll set a timer. All right, so we're going to sit for a little bit longer. Same thing. Okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to take our comfortable seat. Cross-legged or sitting in a chair. Your back is straight, spine is straight like a stack of coins. Palms in your lap, shoulders open, elbows open, eyes gazing downward, following the line of your nose. Just following a line that goes down your nose, down to the ground, finding a place along that line where it's comfortable to rest your gaze. And then placing the tip of your tongue behind your front teeth. Relax completely and breathe normally. And then place the most gossamer thin attention on your breath. You're not blocking out anything. You're not controlling anything. We're just placing the most gossamer thin attention on our breath. And no matter what distracts us, we let it go and we bring our attention back to our breath. Your attention's it's like taking your pulse. Don't put any pressure on it or try to change it in any way. Just observe it. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. All right. So now that's our meditation for today. And just like throughout our meditation, we just dropped whatever thoughts came through our head, we just dropped them. Now we're going to drop the experience of our meditation practice. Whatever experience we just had, let it go. And then we'll dedicate. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I have accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have, similarly I who have come in the same way to benefit beings pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. Okay, thank you so much for coming. If you're coming to tomorrow's meditation, that will be in the prayer room again, and we'll be in person again next week as well.